Hello, team. I'm sorry, I think there was a problem with the screen sharing, which is rectified now. I believe everybody can see the screen today. The first screen that you'll be seeing now is welcome to WeP DMS. I hope everybody is seeing the same. If you do have any issues with that, please put it on the chat window, and we'll look into that immediately. Having said that, coming back to the demonstration itself. As we discussed earlier, we would be first starting off with the workflow automation, how a workflow automation can help companies onboard a candidate. So here we will see the entire process of automation. After the candidate has been onboarded, how a candidate's data can be stored in document management system for easy retrieval. These are the two things that we would be seeing in the demo. Now, I've just replicated the same tool, just logging into two separate logins. So here, what's going to happen is throughout the process, once an employee has been onboarded, all the supporting documents and the offer letter of the employee that goes through the automation will automatically come here in this particular screen. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So let me as we have logged into the system, let me start off a workflow here. Once we get into the workflow, this particular screen allows you to access all the tasks a particular person has to act upon that particular day. It shows the name of the person, the request type, and type of action that needs to be taken. If there's any request number, that will show up here, the due date, and the status of it. These tasks are overdue as of now. So this is a task screen where you can act upon all your tasks, and it'll be listed out on a single screen here. So if at all we want to start off a new workflow, we go to workflow here, and we have employee records, employee document as the workflow here. It's a simple workflow as a concept which will help you understand the workflow automation. So here as a process, we can just start off the employee documents process. I can put in there's an offer letter that we're going to share with the employee or the candidate. So I'm going to put in the name of the candidate here. If this is an urgent requirement, then you can make it as urgent. The offer letter can be picked up from here. You can drag and drop it, or you can upload it. So I'm going to select it as offer letter. These are all some dummy files that's been utilized for the demo. And then you can put the candidate email address. Click on submit. So primarily what will happen here is once you submit the task, an email would have gone to the candidate. The candidate can open up the email, see his offer letter, and then attach all the necessary documents required as per the HR. So here, there's the email that we have got now. And the email can be customized as per your look and feel. The name of the person is John Wick here. You can click and open on the link, which redirects to our WeP DMS system. The WeP DMS system for a candidate does not require any login. It directly opens up the screen. The candidate can see the documents here. He can click on view. If it's an offer letter, the offer letter can be viewed here. Right. And once that is done, there are certain required fields like Aadhaar card, PAN card, that will be required to be uploaded. So I'm just going to put in some dummy data for the demo purpose here. I'm just selecting the Aadhaar document has been uploaded here. Similarly, I'm going to put in the PAN card as well. We can put in validations here as well. Any kind of validation check that needs to be done can also be put in place for this particular form. And once you've uploaded all the data here, the candidate has an option to accept the offer letter. So you can select yes, he's accepting the offer letter. Any information or comments that the candidate needs to put, he can put in. And once this is done, he can click on complete task. So when he clicks on complete task, there is another pop-up window where he can put in additional comments. These comments that he puts here gets recorded as an audit trail, as part of the audit trail. And I click on OK. So once this has been done, the task from the candidate's part has been completed. Once the task has been completed, we come back to the HR's login, go to the task. You can see that a task is in progress for the HR to take action right now. And you can see that it's an urgent because in it we are selected as urgent. So this shows in as marked in yellow, in orange. We can click on it. Once you click on open it, the entire form can be seen, and all the documents that's been attached by the candidate can also be seen here. PAN card, offer letter, Aadhaar card, all of that can be seen here. The HR can click and view it. The documents can be viewed. Once the viewing is done, you can also check on history what is happening here. This is all the audit trail. So you can see here the candidate query has been added here as an audit trail. It's been recorded here. In addition to the other comment the candidate has put in here is also available here. Now there's additional fields that the HR needs to fill in. So now, since the candidate has accepted the offer and submitted all the required documents, the HR can add in the employee ID. I'll just put a 0098 as the employee ID. This can be as per the company's nomenclature. And the HR is assigning the candidate to a specific location, maybe Mumbai. And any comments from the HR can also be added here. Now, at this moment, there's a workflow automation. Here, we can add a lot more features to it. For example, if the HR needs an option to send the form back to the candidate, can also be done for additional information, so on and so forth. So here, if any documents are missing, the HR can work on it later on, click on Save as Draft, and it becomes a pending task with the HR. At the back end, once you have a pending task, the system can have an automated email that can be sent out to the candidate for the pending documents to be submitted. So the HR need not follow up with the candidate. The system will do that on behalf of the HR. So that's one thing that can be taken care here. In addition to this, since this is sitting as a task with the HR need not worry about tracking each candidate's document that needs to be received. This will be pending as a task with the HR as well, and the system sends across notification to the candidate as and when the document comes in. The HR can verify those documents and click on complete task to finish the work. So when I click on complete task, basically what would happen is the system would automatically move the entire document for this particular candidate into the DMS system, create a folder with this particular employee ID, and move all the files like the supporting documents and the offer letter into that particular folder. So that is why I have this thing opened up here. There's a Mumbai location. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 as a folder. We'll also see the new folder that's going to get created in real time. Let me go back here. Click on complete task. Comment. As we have clicked on OK here, this will just take about a couple of seconds for the system to create a folder here. I'm going to show you this real time. I'm just refreshing the screen here. It's just going to take a couple of seconds to do that. All right, so now I've selected Mumbai. You can see this, 0098 is the folder that has been created. The date that has been created is also shown up here. You can click on this. The rest of the files will also get auto-loaded here. So once the file comes in here, basically what is happening is all the files that went through the entire automation process is available for you at a single repository for accessing it or viewing it. And the access part is based on the kind of access right that's been given to the people within the company. So you can see this, I've just refreshed. Aadhaar, offer letter, and PAN card is showing up in this particular folder. Now, when you click on this Aadhaar, you can also see the metadata is getting filled up here automatically. The name of the employee, employee ID, the location, Aadhaar number, PAN card number, all of this are auto-populated here. So we don't have to do it manually. Now, since this has been auto-populated, what kind of actions that we can do or how this helps us out? So these are all data that's been tagged with a particular document. So what we could do here is, this would help us out with document search. So let me go back here. Click on advanced search. HR documents. Go to branch location. I can select it as contain Mumbai and click on search. You can see this multiple documents are coming up from the Mumbai location. However, if I want to narrow it down, there are two kind of employees here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we also have 0098. These are the two employee IDs with all the documents showing up here. If you want to further filter it, you can go by employee number, 98. You can see this, it's filtered down to a specific employee with the kind of document you want. Now, the search can be done in multiple ways here. So let me remove this, the employee number. Assume that, I want all the documents which is related to Aadhaar number, which is based out of Mumbai location. Then I can go here, select it as document type, and Aadhaar number is available for you right here. You can do it with Aadhaar number. You can do it with PAN card number. So these are all the metadata that's available for you based on which you can pull the record on this particular screen. So this is how the search works. Now, since we have seen the part where how the documents is moved from a workflow onto the DMS system, let me take you back to how we can also set up the employee records as well in real time. I'm going to a different project here. It's called Omega. So this a little different kind of setup for employee records. So we have, for a particular company, we can have active and inactive employees. Active employees are the ones who are with the company. Inactive are the ones who have resigned from the company. Within active, you can see that, for a particular company, we can have multiple locations set up here. Within a particular location, you can have bands as well, multiple bands based on the company's policies. When you get within the band, we can see that, there are folders that has been created with the employee ID. When you click with the employee ID, you can see the document that's sitting with for that particular employees. Here on this particular screen, you can hover the cursor here. It shows you the audit trail of how many times this particular document has been downloaded and viewed as well. You can click on this. This shows you the audit trail of date, name of the person, kind of action is taken on that particular document, and the name and version of the document as well. So this information is available to you as an audit trail within the screen. You also have an option where if you would like to share a particular document, you could do that. When you click on share, this particular link goes as an email to the concerned person. The person can be in public or within the company. So let's say it's within the company. Is it latest or shared version? You can do that. Now, when you share this particular link with the person, would you like him to download the document? That will be based on the checkbox here. So basically what happens is when you click on share, the other person receives an email along with the link for the for WeP DMS. The person clicks on the links and views the document. And when he views the document, should he be able to download the document? If yes, you can put a check mark here. How many times can you download? Unlimited or a single time? You can define that. Now, since an email is going out to a person, he can forward the email to another person. So when the second person receives the email, should he be able to view the document? That depends upon the checkbox, allow extended sharing. If you check this, the second person will also be able to open up the link and view the document. If this box is unchecked, then even after he receiving an email along with the link, he will not be able to view the document at all. So that's how powerful this allow extended sharing works. In addition to this, you also have an option where you can link can expire. So you have shared the link with person A. You can define how long this particular link can be active. The definition can be based on a week, month, year, or you can select a date as well. So let's assume that I select a date as 4th of July. Primarily what will happen is even the day, the 5th, on July 5th, this person will not be able to open the link. So that's how the link expire works. Let me close this off. In addition to this, you have an option where you can view the document. When you're clicking on view the document, one thing that you can notice this is happening on a browser. So this is our proprietary viewer. So you do not require a native software to view the document. You just require a browser, IE or Chrome would work. And with that, you will be able to view the document. The documents that we support viewing is Word, Office documents, PDF, and image formats. So here, one additional search has been defined. I'll just take you to that. Under advanced search, I would go to employee records. And here, I have type of document. Type of document can be different kind, recruitment, separation, joining, etc., etc. So here, you know the exact number of documents that we have. So in that, you can define the type here. So you don't have to search. You don't have to type the search. It'll be available as a drop-down. So here, I'm selecting joining documents. So what am I going to do is, I want to get all the joining documents from all the locations. I just click on search. You can see this. We have documents from Chennai. We have documents from Bangalore as well. So now I'll go step ahead and select the branch location. Here, I'm going to say Bangalore. And click on search. This would narrow down the search to Bangalore alone. So we don't have Chennai here, but it's bringing out all the documents of all the, it's bringing out the joining documents of all the employees in a single screen for you. It's all of Bangalore, just the joining documents of all the employees based out of Bangalore location. So this is an additional search where the search can be based on drop-down option, plus you have a search where you can type as well. So these are the two different kind of search that we have available. In addition to this, we also can search based on current folder, all folders. You can make search based on file name, file content as well. And this search on the left-hand side is primarily the metadata-based search. They have employee number, name, company, band, etc. So for example, if it's a different kind of process, maybe a bank document, then you can see that it's trademark, document author, bank name, etc., etc. So you can see the metadata changes automatically when the process is a little different than the earlier one. In addition to this, the product also has reporting capability. You have a dashboard-based reports as well. So this dashboard-based report helps you understand the file count, number of people who are part of this process, last access date, the storage, the current consumption of the storage is also shown here. In addition to that, it also shows you the latest activities that has happened in this particular project with the name of the person, date as well, and which document has been accessed here. It's also been shown up right here on this particular screen. In addition to that, we also have reports. So you have workflow-based reports. You also have user-based reports. So the workflow-based reports and user-based reports can be reports that can be generated dynamically, and you can also export it in a Excel or PDF format. You can see this HTML, PDF, or CSV. So you can export the data in any one of these formats by running the data. So in terms of reports, we have two kind of reports. One is the dashboard-based reports. The other report is the one that you can run real time and download it in HTML, PDF, or CSV as well. All the reports are based on the workflow and the user based. These are the two different reports data that will be available for you. Team, again, thank you for your time now. I would pause for a minute. If you do have any questions, please let us know and we'll try and take the questions right on this call. I'll pause for a minute for any queries that's going to come my way. Team, I'm guessing there's no questions at this point of time. So thank you so much for your time spent with us for the webinar. We would be sharing the webinar link with you. You can view the recorded webinar at your convenience at a later point, or you can also share the webinar with your team as well. And if you do have any questions that would come at a later stage, please feel free to email it to us as well. I think there's a question that has come up. Just give me a minute. So there's a question that's been asked. Before uploading, do we need to specify the type of document so that this can be listed? So here we don't have to specify the type of document, but we need to upload it in the right folder. So that can be automated as well. So for example, we have a project called HR documents. So the any document that gets into HR document will have the metadata that's defined for the HR document. So you don't have to actually select the type of document. You can just upload it directly here. However, one point that I would like to add here is there is any metadata or the tagging information that comes along with the document that needs to be entered before uploading, as we upload in the document. One, it can be done through the automation that we just showed in the demo today, or it can also be manually typed into the system. I hope that answers your question. The other question is, will the automation extract the information directly? No, the automation will not extract the information. If the information is being entered in any of the screens before, that information will be extracted, but will not be extracted directly from the document. The automation will not extract the information directly from the document right now. However, we are working on AI, where we have the next release coming up. The current release of the product is about 6.6. The next version is about 6.7, which is expected to roll in another 3 to 6 months' time. And that will have the ability to read data from the document as well. That version will have the ability to read data from the document. So I hope that answers the question. I'll pause for another minute if anybody have any further questions to be asked. The question, an additional question is, for a particular workflow, can we add more than one document, or every single document needs to be a separate workflow? Here, the concept of the workflow is, let's assume that it's a employee records workflow that we just showed today. So the workflow is the same workflow all the time, just that in an instance would be created for the same workflow multiple times every time you trigger it off. When you do that, any number of documents can go with a single workflow. So today what we showed was a single instance of the workflow, had 4 documents: offer letter, Aadhaar card, PAN card. I'm sorry, about 3 documents that was available with the workflow itself. So multiple documents can go with a single workflow instance. I hope that clears the question. So, team, since you have asked about the workflow itself, I'll just quickly show you something here that might be a bit interesting. So, when you talk about the workflow here, we have a workflow designer. So, the workflow, the employee records that we just talked about right now, it's a quick process that can be created. You have a forms designer, which is drag and drop here. You see this? This is a form that was defined here. All the controls are here. You can just drag and drop it here. That's how it has been defined. And then you have the flow. So here under the flow, you have all the human task, approval, review task. Then you have system automated task. The system automated task is primarily just give me 1 second. So here it is, the flow. The flow has the entire design that's been done. This is all again drag and drop here. So usually the turnaround time to define a process like this is hardly around half an hour to 45 minutes. In real time, we have defined workflows to companies like MRF Tires from Chennai. We have defined workflows for Galaxy Surfactant from Mumbai, which is a chemical company. We have also defined workflows for NR Group, which is a Cycle Agarbatti group. So the turnaround time to define these kind of workflows is close to around 2 to 3 weeks. So that's how quickly we can build workflows and deploy it. In addition to that, one of the major advantage that comes along with workflow automation is the change request is much faster, because we don't have to do a code test, because this is the changes that we do is only on the application. So the turnaround time, instead of being like 3 to 4 weeks earlier, today to change any process activity within the workflow would take us hardly around 2 to 3 days, or at the max about 4 days to do it. So that's the quick turnaround times that we have. And this, what you have seen today, is the product out of the box. The same product can be customized. The look and feel can be customized as per a requirement as well. we have another layer on top of the product that we saw today called the application layer, which allows you to customize the product the way you want it. So that's always there. Hopefully, in our next webinar, we would be showing specifically how an application layer will add value to the workflow automations and the document management system. So again, I'll pause for another a minute. If anybody has any question, please feel free to point it out. So the question is here is email contact list can be synchronized in DMS. So we have out of the box integration with Active Directory. So since the integration with Active Directory happens, the synchronization with the emails is out of the box. So the question is to show a sample report. How do we extract? I'm just going to show you a sample of this, but we can. I'm going to show you a sample of this today, but offline we can talk in detail about the reports itself. So the reports itself is a vast area. So I'm just going to show you a gist of this, how it works. So you can create this. You can select the workflow name. The workflow-based user performance report that we have here. We have employee documents, and then I can click on record. So here you can see the employee performance on this particular process. So currently we have just used one resource who have been logged in and logged out. So you can see the name and you can see that average time, minimum time, max time, and the total assigned task completed and overdue. So this information comes to you out of the box based on the criteria that's been selected here. And this can be extracted in PDF as well. And this is only a gist of the report in terms of how you can download it. However, in addition that we can, as we have discussed earlier, we also have dashboard-based reports as well. And the dashboard-based reports are specifically with the application layer, which we'll be covering up in our next webinar. There's another question. Can we get org chart also generated from the portal? I think I'll need a little more explanation on what does it mean. Mr. Hello. I think Saloni, you're on the call, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Can you just explain what the question is again? I'll just try.
Okay, fine. So I was just asking like if we can get the org charts from the portal directly, like who is reporting to whom, who is in the department, like from sales department, these all employees are reporting to a particular person. So that's how I was I was doubting like if we can get the report from the portal or not.
Yeah. So you can define the organization chart within the portal, within the system, and that's
Yeah.
the organization chart that will be
Uh,
utilized for approvals and all of that.
Okay, fine. So if we are creating any employee over here, so is this not able to happen? Like if we can just put inputs and automatically we can get the chart, the workflow chart, like how who all people are reporting to a person or in which level they are in, the band and the location and everything.
No, that information you would not get. That information you
Okay.
would not get.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this
Fine.
is here. This system will primarily you will be able to define the organization chart if required, or
Hmm.
if you have an organization chart defined in your Active Directory in house,
Hmm. Hmm.
it'll pick up the same organization chart for like for example, a task is pending for an approval with X person and is
Hmm.
not acted on the task for 3-4 days,
Hmm.
and you want an escalation to go to his manager automatically, right? So
Hmm.
who is his manager is being defined in your organization chart. The
Hmm.
system will automatically send the information to that particular manager. So you don't have to tell that, this person manager is X person. That definition will not be required. It'll be picked up from your
Hmm.
Active Directory. Or you can define it here. But the system will not generate the organization chart automatically. It will not. If you define it, it'll use it. If you define the organization chart, it'll
Okay.
use it. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Fair enough.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Sanjit, I think you have a few more queries about the reports. Um, uh, we will, reach out to you separately offline to talk specifically of the reports. I hope that will be okay with you. Thank you. Thank you. So, team, I'll just pause for another minute. If you do have any questions, we'll take it down. All right. So, I don't see any questions, any further questions. Team, I hope it was worth your time spent on this particular webinar. We will share the webinar recording with you. You can please share with your team as well. We will also reach out to you, individually to understand if there's any further requirement. We can also build proof of concept to help you understand with your current requirements to see if the product has any fitment within our organization. Document. So Sanjit, the question is, document uploading template can be customized? Yes, it can be customized. So the document upload can happen with multiple ways. It can come from a scanner wherein a document has been scanned and then it's been uploaded into the system. So we have another tool called ePaper. It's primarily a scanning solution where the document has been scanned, you can index it, and then when you click on release, the document along with the indexing field will move to the WeP DMS system. So that is one way of getting it done. You can also manually upload the document directly into the system. That is another way to do it. If you want to pick up the document from emails, that can be done as well. So there's multiple ways how a document can come into the system. If you're looking at customizing the manual way of uploading, that can be done as per the requirement. So from the scanner, the process is once the document is being scanned, the document is moved to a tool called ePaper. That's our proprietary tool. The ePaper will allow you to see the document and index it manually. And then you click on release, and that release will release the document along with the metadata into our WeP DMS system. That is the process. Thank you. All right. Any further questions? All right. All right, team. Thank you so much for your time today, and we will reach out to you individually for taking further more questions, and also we'll be sharing the the recording of the webinar today. Again, thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.